Hello, good morning everyone. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Alex. I'm a level 4 student at Unitech. Today I'm going to talk about my research topic, which is regulations and methods for construction safety. Construction safety is very important for construction industry because construction industry is very important for everyone because everybody needs to live in safe competition. And construction safety can be defined as using reasonable regulation and methods and choosing the right engineers to build adequate and safe dwellings. My aim is to find out some kind of regulation and methods for construction safety. Firstly, I will look at an overview of unsafe dwellings. Secondly, I will discuss regulations and methods to prevent inadequate and unsafe dwellings. Lastly, I will examine the rule of the IPNZ, which stands for the Institution of Professional Engineers New Zealand. By the way, if you have any question, there will be 2 minutes or so at the end of the talk for discussion. Let us move on an overview of unsafe dwellings. Nowadays, there are some unsafe dwellings in New Zealand. This situation is caused by many reasons, such as using low quality materials, poor designs, and employ unqualified engineers. And look at that picture. Some stuff around the pipings. It is clear that those stuff will make the pipings become weak and easily break down, which is very dangerous. Also look at that dangerous elements. It needs to be fixed as soon as possible. And look at that photo. Somebody is doing minor changes in the building, also unsafe. And sometimes some house owners don't fix the broken part of their houses, just like that. Let us move on earthquake. As most people know, a few years ago, a horrible earthquake happened in Christchurch. Highways buildings and churches collapsed because of the earthquake. It was the worst earthquake event in New Zealand. At least 185 people died. Most people were killed because of the broken building. We can look at those photos, everything was broken. And those buildings killed a lot of people. And we can also look at the CTV building. Before the earthquake, it was standing quite well, but when earthquake happened, it fell within seconds because it wasn't an earthquake-resistant building. It took 115 lives. That building was designed by an unqualified engineers. David Harden. He didn't achieve his own qualification. He stole the qualification from another engineers. It is unbelievable because there is no qualification check system. So I think we need government and construction-related body, for example, the IPNZ, to check engineers' qualification. Let's move on. That's by industry. I think safety not only for residents but very important for construction workers. construction industry caused 14% death rate because construction workers always face dangerous situations. I think they need to be trained quite well before they go to work, so that they can know how to avoid dangers. Let us move on regulation and methods. There are some regulation and methods for buildings, such as ensuring the safety of construction sites and safety management, and using higher quality materials, and choosing the right engineers, and using reasonable designs. And also there are some rules for house owners. If they do minor alterations to their houses, it needs to be checked by council inspector because this is the laws. And they also need to identify the hazards of the houses, because many old houses have many hazards. It needs to be fixed as soon as possible. And the inspectors, they always work for the government and construction related body. They make sure the developers and the construction workers follow the laws, rules and regulations and the building codes. And I think government should force some developers paying fines if they employ unqualified engineers and purchase lower quality materials, because that will affect unsafe and inadequate dwellings come out. Let us look at some earthquake resistant design. For example, the Wellington Central Police Station has been built with a number of earthquake resistant features. Look at it, it has a straight supporting structure which can withstand the movement. And it also has 24 flexible pipes isolating it from the ground, and it has little dampers, also can reduce shaking. Let us move on the rule of the IPN set. The formation of the IPN set is to be New Zealand Society of Civil Engineers. It has around 16,000 members. They are usually working in New Zealand. And it is a non-profit professional body. The IPN set affects the regulation and methods by guiding developers and construction workers. And I think that the government can assist the IPN set to perform its regulations. And it is necessary that the government should make some stricter laws and rules. Today I've talked about regulation and methods for construction safety. Firstly, I mentioned an overview of unsafe dwellings. Secondly, I discussed regulation and methods to prevent inadequate and unsafe dwellings. Lastly, I examined the rule of the IPN set. I recommend that if the New Zealand government, the IPN set and all construction workers follow the regulation and methods for construction safety, I believe that New Zealand will have less and less unsafe and inadequate accommodation. To conclude, there are many kinds of regulations and methods for construction safety, and people also have the government and the IPNZ to make sure everybody follow regulation and methods in construction industry. If there are any questions, I will be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you,
thank you.
Alex. Thank you,
Oh.
Alex.
You must be relieved that it's over. Alex, why did you choose this topic?
The reason why I chose this topic is that I want to be a part of construction industry in the future
Okay.
And in New Zealand or in your country?
in New Zealand.
Oh, okay. It was interesting what you said about David Harding, you know, the man who lied about his qualifications.
Yeah.
Do you know what has happened to him?
I checked the news, read about it. That guy stole the qualification, but at first nobody knows. But after the CTV building collapsed, problems and issues comes out, and somebody tracked him, and no, actually, he didn't achieve his own qualification, just stole from another.
Right,
Wow, that is unbelievable.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you mind going back to your slide, which was the graph? Do you remember you had the graph with all the different, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I just was trying to see, what was the biggest area, the most problematic area for the deaths? Is that the rental
Yeah,
hiring?
rental hiring.
Hiring and real estate service industry.
That's interesting, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is nearly 22%. That's very caused by those industry.
Right, okay.
It's unusual, isn't it? I wonder why.
Yes, very interesting. Education is very low,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Maybe they're bad qualification.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Alex.
Thanks,
Thank
Alex.
you.